They both said this was a basketball play. Now, Greeny, let's be honest. If this was the other way around, oh, Lord, you can only imagine how the conversation would have gone.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And when you think about this circumstance in this day and age that we're in, a lot of people project their own subjective feelings on these ladies as, people that have gotten to know them.
Yo, what's good, fam? Buckle up, because we're about to take a wild ride through the hottest tea in the celebrity sports world. And trust me, this pot is steaming. Picture this: a basketball court, a flagrant foul, and ESPN's Monica McNutt serving up hypocrisy so thick you could spread it on toast. We're diving deep into the Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese drama, where double standards are the real MVP and the shade is flying faster than a fast break. If you thought the WNBA was just about hoops, oh honey, you're in for a wake-up call. Let's break it down, roast it up, and spill all the tea, because this is not your grandma's sports recap.
The other way around? Oh Lord, you could have only imagined how the conversation would have... Well, you know what, Monica? That's a good point. That's a good point. Every now and then, well, you know what they say, a dead clock is right twice a day.
Hit that subscribe button, grab your popcorn, and let's get into it. All right, let's set the scene. We're talking about a moment that's got the internet buzzing like a beehive on Red Bull. Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's golden child, gets whacked harder than a piñata at a kid's birthday party. And Monica McNutt, ESPN's self-appointed queen of basketball morality, suddenly forgets how to speak. But when Angel Reese throws a little post-bucket sass, oh, Monica's out here acting like she's delivering the Gettysburg Address of sports commentary. The hypocrisy is so blatant it's practically doing cartwheels across the court. So, what's the deal? Why does Caitlin Clark get the short end of the stick while Monica's out here playing narrative sculptor? Let's unpack this like it's a suitcase after a bad vacation. First off, let's talk about Caitlin Clark. This woman is out here revolutionizing women's basketball like Elon Musk trying to colonize Mars. She's draining 30-foot threes like it's her day job, pulling in viewership numbers that have NBA execs sweating through their tailored suits. She's the kind of player who makes you forget the score because you're too busy watching her make defenders look like they're auditioning for a slow-motion montage. But apparently, that's a problem. Because when Caitlin gets body slammed like she's in a WWE cage match, Monica McNutt and her ESPN crew are quieter than a library during finals week. Crickets.
Oh!
And they will go to the monitor.
Wait a second.
To review this one.
Yeah, that's right.
Boom! Cold clock.
Silence. You could hear a pin drop in the studio, right between Stephen A. Smith yelling about LeBron and some intern trying to figure out what a free throw is. Now, let's flip the script. Angel Reese, Chicago Sky's resident firecracker, throws an elbow or a flagrant foul, and suddenly Monica's got a megaphone and a mission. She's out here preaching like she's got a PhD in selective outrage, turning a basic basketball play into a TED Talk titled How to Make Everything About Narrative. It's like she's got a playbook. If Caitlin Clark's involved, it's a problem. If someone else is throwing bows like they're auditioning for UFC, it's empowerment. Pass the popcorn, because this double standard is a blockbuster. Let's break it down with a relatable analogy. Imagine you're at a family reunion, and your cousin Caitlin brings the best mac and cheese. Everyone's raving, taking seconds, posting it on Instagram. But then your Aunt Monica, who's been sipping her special lemonade all day, decides Caitlin's mac and cheese is too cheesy and disrespectful to the potato salad. Meanwhile, your cousin Angel brings a store-bought pie, drops it on the floor, and Monica's out here calling it a bold culinary statement. That's the energy we're dealing with here.
In her head. Oh, so this was the other way around. Oh, okay. The only difference is one was a hard foul that got called a flagrant, and one was a...
Caitlin Clark can't win, not because she's not talented, but because Monica's got a vendetta thicker than a phone book. Let's get to the play that started it all. Picture this. Caitlin Clark's out there minding her business, running the court like she's got a GPS for the basket. Then boom! Angel Reese comes in with a move so aggressive it could have been choreographed by John Cena. Clark hits the deck, looking like she just got tackled by a linebacker. The refs call a flagrant foul, fair enough, but Monica McNutt? She's out here acting like Caitlin deserved it for existing. Oh, it's just physicality, she says, like Clark's supposed to thank Reese for the free chiropractic adjustment, but let's swap the roles. If Caitlin so much as breathes too hard on Angel, Monica's ready to call a press conference, write a think piece, and quote Maya Angelou while dissecting the foul. It's like Caitlin's playing basketball with a target on her back, and Monica's the one handing out the darts. Here's where it gets juicy. This isn't just about one play, it's a pattern. Last season, Caitlin Clark took more hits than a punching bag at a boxing gym. Kennedy Carter, DJ Carrington, Tiara McCowan, even Angel Reese again. They're out here treating Clark like she's the final boss in a video game. And what does Caitlin do? She gets up, dusts herself off, and keeps dropping buckets. No drama, no theatrics, just pure class. Meanwhile, Monica's acting like Clark's resilience is a personal affront. Why doesn't she fight back? Monica probably mutters, sipping her double standard smoothie. Because, Monica, not everyone needs to turn a foul into...
Let me just whack Caitlin Clark across the head. And as you can see, she was fairly far from the basketball. She was fairly far from the basketball. This was a queen.
Now let's address the elephant in the room, the racial angle. The internet's been buzzing with claims of mythical racism in the WNBA, and Monica's not helping. When Caitlin gets fouled, it's a teachable moment in humility. When Angel gets a call, it's a civil rights issue. Look, basketball's a physical sport and fouls happen. But the way Monica and ESPN spin it, you'd think Caitlin's out here committing federal crimes by scoring 30 points. The hypocrisy's so thick you could cut it with a butter knife. And here's the kicker, even Stephen A. Smith, the man who could argue with a stop sign and win, had a moment of clarity when Stephen A. is the voice of reason, you know things have gone off the rails. He called it out, said the pile-on against Clark is absurd. If Stephen A. is hitting pause on his usual chaos, it's time to pay attention. So let's keep it real. Caitlin Clark's not perfect. Nobody's saying she's an angel, floating above the court. But the woman's out here breaking records, tying for the third most triple-doubles in WNBA history in just 50 games. She's not just good, she's generational. And yet Monica's acting like Clark's confidence is a crime. If Caitlin scores 30, she's arrogant. If she takes a hard foul and walks away, she's not passionate enough. It's like Monica's got a dartboard with Clark's face on it, and every take is a new throw. Meanwhile, Angel Reese can flop like she's auditioning for a LeBron James biopic, and Monica's ready to give her a standing ovation. Here's an analogy to make it crystal clear. Imagine you're at work killing it, hitting every deadline, and your boss, Monica, keeps saying, "Yeah, but you're doing it too well."
Swiping because I hate that girl that wears 22 over there in Iowa. And then look at our soft-ass teammates. Look at the sack of potatoes doing absolutely nothing.
So meanwhile, your co-worker Angel misses half the deadlines but gets a promotion for vibes. That's the Caitlin Clark experience. She's out here carrying women's basketball on her back, boosting viewership, making games must-see TV. But instead of celebrating her, Monica's out here nitpicking like Clark forgot to dot an I on her stat sheet. Let's talk about Angel Reese for a second. Don't get it twisted. She's a talented player. She's got fire, she's got hustle, and she's not afraid to mix it up. But the way Monica and ESPN frame her fouls as passion, while Clark's every move is problematic, is straight up unfair. Reese can chase Clark down the court, throw a flagrant foul, and Monica's out here calling it a moment of intensity. Clark gets hip-checked into the next county. She needs to adjust to the physicality. It's like Monica's playing a game of narrative whack-a-mole, and Clark's the only target. Here's where it gets wild. The fans are noticing. Social media is blowing up with people calling out the double standards. Hugs posts are popping off with fans saying, "Wait, didn't Monica just contradict herself last week?" The hypocrisy's so loud, it's drowning out the game itself. And it's not just the diehards, casual viewers are clocking this too. When you've got people who barely watch basketball tweeting about Monica's bias, you know it's a problem. The jig is up, Monica. The audience isn't buying your "I'm just keeping it real" shtick anymore. Let's zoom out for a second. This isn't just about Monica McNutt.
Caitlin Clark sits on the floor. No, nobody stands up for Nalissa. Have fun in Dallas, honey. See ya, wouldn't want to be ya. We had to bring in some real teammates. But what did Caitlin Clark do? What did Caitlin Clark?
It's about ESPN and the media machine. They're not calling games, they're scripting dramas. Caitlin Clark's the perfect scapegoat because she's talented, confident, and let's be honest, doesn't fit the narrative they're trying to push. Women's basketball is having a moment, and Clark's a big reason why. But instead of celebrating her, ESPN's out here turning every foul into a morality play. It's like they're producing a soap opera called As the Court Turns, with Monica as the lead writer. And don't even get me started on the racial bias claims. Look, sports are emotional, and fans can get messy. But the way Monica and ESPN amplify every non-issue into a cultural crisis is exhausting. Caitlin Clark gets fouled, it's her fault for being too aggressive. Angel Reese gets a call, it's systemic injustice. The truth, it's just basketball. Fouls happen, refs miss calls, and players get heated.
It's time to take away the microphone from Monica McNutt. I'm sick of her, bro. I'm really sick of her. This is the the biggest goalpost mover in the media when it comes to Caitlyn.
But Monica's out here acting like every play is a chapter in a sociology textbook. Newsflash, Monica, it's a sport, not a Shakespearean tragedy. Let's wrap this up with a reality check. Caitlin Clark's out here doing what she does best, dropping buckets, breaking records, and carrying the WNBA's viewership like it's an Olympic torch. Angel Reese is bringing her own heat, and that's great for the sport. But Monica McNutt's selective outrage is doing more harm than good. She's not elevating women's basketball, she's gatekeeping it. By picking and choosing who gets a pass and who gets dragged, she's turning fans away from the game and toward the drama. And that's not empowerment, it's just noise. So what's the takeaway? Caitlin Clark doesn't need to apologize for being great. Angel Reese doesn't need a free pass for every foul. And Monica McNutt, she needs to take a long...
Here, because Caitlin Clark did take quite the beating last year. Was it just Angel Reese, or did other players decide to take some cheap shots at Caitlin? Oh, it was other players. That's interesting. Chicago Sky. We're gonna... Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! Did you see